big stimulus checks, $300,000 of stimulus checks that have become a law since the month of March. And tonight we're dealing with the downward turn of the U.S. economy. Dow was down at 1.900 points during today's trading. It fallen initially 300 points at the opening. When I was live on air on Mornings LALATE, it fell from 600 points to 700 points within just a few minutes during that broadcast. And then what happened thereafter was the market fell apart within the time of that tape of that show, which tapes at about a little bit after 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. What happened was the market really fell apart very, very quickly at that time, and sharing that I'm in the live chat and telling people come on in. And what happened was, oh, I have to write something. I actually have to write something. Now live. Trying a little bit of different positioning on the camera tonight. The markets really just did not react well to those retail numbers that came in as LA was live on air. Let me repost again. And now for our members, uh, tonight's show from the studio here in Santa Monica, California. Hope you have a beautiful night. Happy holidays to everyone across the board. And we'll be getting into the market news in just a second. All right. And there we go. The Dow was initially 300 points down when the markets opened. Then when I went on live on air, and shortly after about 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Dow fell to 600. In about 30 minutes, the Dow fell to 700, then to 800 by the halfway break of that show, the Morning's LALATE show. And by the end of the Morning's LALATE show, I said, let me go back and recheck on the Dow now that the show is wrapping before I bid you adieu. I said, my goodness, the market has now fallen to 900 points. We started with the show at 600 points. The market fell 300 points in less than a 40-minute show. That was something you really have to see to experience. If you didn't experience it, you can experience it again tomorrow morning because it'll air during the early morning's LA broadcast at 4 a.m. That will be a re-airing of the incredible fall of the markets down 300 points in 1 hour of a live show. There's Crayola. Happy holidays, Crayola. And there is, I can't see that. Is that M Dog? I can't see what that. There's a little bit. Oh, I see. I was looking that way and then I looked this way. Um, Trying a little bit different stuff tonight. The markets fell 300 points in all 40 minutes during while we were on air. Why? Why was the markets down? Hey, Dottie, how are you? And there is Crayola with the two eyes. The eyes are looking at you. Why did the market fall apart so quickly? The market fell apart so quickly because it was a compounding of bad news. One, the 50 basis point increase from Jay Powell the day before. Second, the really bad retail sales numbers. I wish I had a copy of what was said by the former head of Toys R Us in an interview today. He said, I was booked for interviews on Cyber Monday, which of course is the Monday after Thanksgiving. And he said, I had the data. The data was horrible. The data was really bad. That Cyber Monday, we knew that it was not a particularly good Black Friday at all. Who else is in the live chat? So, oh, there's Daphne. Hi, Daphne. How are you? Daphne and Dottie. We're doing the three Ds. Daphne, Donnie, and the C. C and D. Now we just need an E to join the to join the live chat. We're going through the alphabet very, very quickly here tonight. What's going on with those bonds? Says Mo Dog. So yeah, that's a great question. I wish I had the chart on the bonds. The chart on the bonds is really bizarre. The bond rates are supposed to mirror the Fed rates, and they're supposed to be apple to apple. So the inherent, and Jay Powell's raising it up, the inherent rate is supposed to be somewhere currently at a particular number, and the bond rate is nearly 2 percentage points below where Jay Powell's putting it. My middle name is Elizabeth. Oh, there's Daphne. So she covers with the E as well. The bond market is valuing this nearly 2 percentage points lower than what the Fed funds rate is, which makes no sense. No sense. It makes no sense. And no one knows how this is going to end out, and no one knows why they're doing this, and no one knows how this is going to end. Um, Now, what does it mean for you as a consumer? Well, if you went and got a CD to put your money away in the bank, for 6 months, a 6 month CD or a 10-month CD, you say, hey, the Fed funds rate is this. So they're like, no, I don't have anything for you. We have it cheaper than the Fed funds rate. Why? That's not the Fed funds rate. Now, what do you think is the reason? Jump in the live chat right now, Dottie and Crayola and Daphne and anyone else that has a name of the C's or the D's. Why do you think the bonds are trading so much lower than what they should be? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, the bond traders, which we've been tracking all year long, they've been trading up as Jay Powell announces interest rate spikes, but they're still far behind. They're really far behind. It's not sushi, says Crayola. It's not sushi. The It's fascinating to really follow the progression. Dottie says, I'm confused. I'm confused. No one knows what the bond traders are doing. I really can't come to a conclusion, say this is what they're doing, because there's three or four possible scenarios, and I have no idea which one of it absolutely is. Sushi bonds are taking over. And there's Casey. How are you, Casey? Thank you for joining me tonight on this late night chat. Everything is irreverent. It's free form. Whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to throw out. Dottie was asking what was happening with the bonds, and I went right in, and then we started talking about the bonds. The equity traders have really woken up very quickly. Are they trying to counter rise interest rates for lending? So that's a great question. The 30-year fixed mortgage rate is not something that is traded. It's something that is just sort of determined and released. So it's not like it's tied to the 10-year note or the 2-year note. The 30 fixed year fixed mortgage is just its own unique beast. But the problem we're having is the 2 and the 10 and all these other notes that should be mirroring the progression of the Fed funds rate are not. When Jay Powell says I'm going to 1.5, they're not moving either. It makes no sense. It's sort of like walking into a Senate ballroom in lobster shorts. It makes no sense. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like giving Mitch a gift certificate to Nancy's San Francisco hair salon for Christmas. Doesn't make any sense. It's like, uh, it's like giving Ted Cruz sensitivity classes for Christmas. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't It's like giving Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh boy, yeah, I almost went there. So no, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. It's not nice. It's just Dottie. Who's Dottie? Crayola. So Modog is Dottie, and I learned that earlier today. And who's Crayola? Oh, that's hysterical. So, and Dottie's waving her hand. I'm right here. I'm right here. Earlier today, I welcomed Dottie and I welcomed Dog to the live chat. So it's two different people because I thought I had missed someone. So I doubled my tracks, but I know better by now. And whoa, Canute. Canute's in the. Oh, there's Canute. I did not see Canute. Canute is alive. How are you, Canute? Long time no see. Hope you're doing beautiful across the board. Canute is an OG and original, one of the original viewers of this channel for a long time. So good to see you, Canute. Hope you're having a beautiful holiday. Here's a question tonight: Is if you get a gift for Christmas and you really don't like it, is it wrong to re-gift a gift? I feel like This is Ryan and Kelly. Is it? Here's tonight's question: Is it okay to re-gift a gift that you don't like for Christmas? You get a gift and you're like, ah, what am I going to do with this thing? I already got five of them. Why do I need another one of them? Is it okay to re-gift a gift for Christmas? Now, it's okay to re-gift some crayons. It's not okay to re-gift some stimulus. Big stimulus checks are available to millions of Americans. $300,000 of stimulus checks from three that started with three executive actions or series of executive actions established the first three checks, and now it has grown to 18 months of stimulus checks. 18 months of stimulus checks 5 stimulus checks per month, $3,000 of stimulus checks, and it's still not enough sushi for Crayola. That is the latest details across the board. Um, Perfect Christmas gift. Perfect Christmas present is Sushi Bell's hit single. My Sushi Bell's hit single by Crayola. So did you like today, Dottie and Crayola, and I don't know if Canute saw it yet. Did you like the new format? Did you like the new format of the shows? Did you like it was done on mornings, afternoons, and evenings, the 3 o'clock afternoon show? Looking slick these days. Thank you, Canute. Did you like the new format of in which I got a lot more information in? A lot more information about the markets, the stocks, and the bonds, and everything else. Loved it, says Dottie. Well, thank you. You were part of the inspiration. I really appreciated it. Um, David Dean, yes, I liked it. What part of it did you like? And would you make any more changes? What format? I'm confused. So Crayola, wait, wait, you were in the live chat 2 nights ago, Crayola. Of course you know. 2 nights ago in this show, I asked people, I want to take the channel, make it bigger, larger direction, and I want to include more content. Do you like that idea? And everyone said, yes, do it. Keep in the show, more content. Get in and out of stimulus faster. You don't have to go into the incredible detail of stimulus as much every single recording. Get in and out, keep the titles the same, keep stimulus in there, but bring in a lot of other information because we're here to learn, and the more information we learn, the better. And that was what was delivered. It looks different, the show. And there is Ionis. Ionis. So, Ionis, did you see the new format of the shows today? It debuted on mornings, then it continued on the 3 o'clock afternoon show, and then it was on the 5 o'clock evenings. Wow, Canute, thank you. And a dancing pair. I think this is the first live dancing pair on air from like what's that, 2 years? I mean, there's been dancing pairs, but not when I'm on the air. That is very very nice. I just love there's less repetition, more information. Cosine. Amen. I agree. And Ion says, yes, sir. I absolutely agree. And that was why I asked you all 2 nights ago. I was sort of like up to here about having to re explain the same thing over and over again. And if someone hasn't gotten it by now, they're never going to get it. It's like time to learn and make ourselves better people. And I can explain the whole stimulus thing in 4 minutes per a video, 5 minutes of video, 7 minutes of video. I can get in and out of it very fast. I don't need to spend 15, 20 minutes on stimulus. It can be explained very, very quickly. And if you don't get it, then you got the newsletter in front of you, then you follow along. You still don't get it, then there's nothing else I can really do. We got so much else to cover. And imagine, I mean, it was it was like strange timing, wasn't it, Dottie? Crayola, wasn't it strange timing that, we said, let's go do it, let's change it up. I almost wasn't strange timing. And then suddenly, bam, the first day I do it, the market crashes. The first day I do it, the market crashes, and we have so much to explain why the market's crashing. We have so much to explain what part of the market is crashing, what part of the market is not crashing. It was really incredible timing. And the morning show went on air. People saw the market crashing while I was on air. 300 points down is not, that's just a normal day. But, it was the markets on the West compared to the West Coast. I got 18 months of rent yesterday. I'm just disappointed in myself. I just found you. Oh, wow. Congratulations. So Dottie got 18 months of, what was it, rent? Have you gotten utilities yet? Make sure you get utilities, Dottie, as well. Make sure you get utilities as well. And it's all the utility bills. 18 months of yesterday. Okay, so you got 18 months of rent. So is it back rent? Or is it forward? Because whichever one it is, you can get the other direction. So you can get the back if you haven't gotten the back rent. You can get the forward if you haven't gotten the forward. I want some rent. Casey, go get stimulus check C, and in some cases, stimulus check B works, and then go get some utilities. Get all utilities. So if you have the water, the heat, the gas, however so you got forward. Okay, so now get some retro. Now get some pass rent. Also get all the utilities, and you probably have how many utility bills you have per month? Four, five, three. I mean, get all of those. And if you can get them all from one organization, great. If it takes more than one, then get it with more than one. And and then get some appliances. We had in that CPI report that the appliances are coming down in price, but still get those appliances across the board. It was it was a very dramatic day. I went sushi. Yeah, it's just crazy. It was a very dramatic day in these markets because, in a way, did you feel as though it was a big told you so day? Did it really feel that way to you? Because it felt that way to me. Um, we all knew we were going to have a recession. I first made the recordings about recession in February. No one would dare say the word. I said it was happening in January. Then we knew that the markets were going to trade down after Jay Powell announced, and that would be today. Then we knew that the stock market is betting on no bad event. And today we went a little bit more into detail. What non event were they planning on? The stock market was planning on a soft landing with the Federal Reserve and a soft, mild, however you call it, recession, which would be like a 3 month recession. And that means that's why they had only traded down stocks 10% or the market down 10%. Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem is that if you're only trading down the market 10% and it's not that, then what's the percentage supposed to be? 50% down. 50% down versus 10% down is totally different, folks. I mean, it's totally different. And um and there is Anne. I'm glad I checked in earlier. I was talking to my mom. It was a big day. It was his house. And there's Virgil. Hey, Virgil, Cindy. It's, if the markets are only assessing 10% downward trend line and it's not 10% down, it's 50% down, that's a big underestimate of risk. The purpose of investing is assessing risk. So it doesn't matter stocks, bonds, real estate, businesses, you assess the risk of what you're doing. And if you've underassessed the risk, were you at Bernie's? It's that. And if you underassess the risk, you could be in real big trouble. Well, tonight they're in trouble. Tonight, those equity traders are in big trouble. So, same darn people that told you to buy, same people that kept on recommending stocks in September and October, you knew who they were. They were just celebrating, doing a little dance. I'm going to go to the bat signal. Be right back. I'm going to send the bat signal. It says, and now, what are they seeing? For the first time this entire year, all the planets are starting to align. I think LA was an NCIS Hawaii. It's the orchids, it's the sunglasses. It looks like I'm investigating. It looks like I'm on the scene investigating someone. It's hysterical, Crayola. NCIS Hawaii. It looks like I'm sort of like the field investigator. It looks like I'm the field investigator in Hawaii with the orchids everywhere and the surfboard and the. All I need is a lava lamp. I have purple lamps on me. I have red lamps on me. I have almost every color of light on me. Well, I do have some white office set, but that's hysterical. So now all the planets are starting to get realigned because what's going on? They now realize it's not going to be a soft landing. It's not going to be a soft recession or mild recession. And I've only given myself a 10% downside for this market when it's going to be 40 and 50% downside. Ouch. And there's Kraler with the two big happy faces. Here are my personal thoughts because you know how this show is. I don't hold back. I don't hold back at all. Reached out to St. Vincent de Paul today. Good Ayanas, very good. They are excellent with so many different things. Absolutely. It's important that if you, David, book of data, it's important that if you've gotten stimulus before, go get more stimulus. It's important if you have been a viewer of the channel for a while and have gotten stimulus, you have to smack your hand right now. If you've been a viewer for a while, if you've not gotten stimulus, you need to smack your hand right now. I mean, this is middle of December. January is just around the corner. I told you about a recession in February, so you have delayed on this on 10 months. You've delayed on getting stimulus for 10 months, and guess now what's happening? There's literally red flag warnings everywhere about recession. It's a headline story. It's the headline story everywhere. And so ultimately, um, and there's Bob Baconator, and ultimately, the red flag warnings are all out there. And now, let me tell you some of the other stories that are out there today. There's somewhere in the financial broadcast that they said there's never going to be any normalized stimulus like we saw stimulus one again. And that's what I've been sort of telling viewers, where the price tag of a package is 3.5 trillion, where you sit around and they just sort of throw cash at you for doing literally nothing. It's not going to happen. Um, and so that anyone that literally, and it's not anyone in this group, it's no one in this group at all that's in this live chat. Anyone that literally just sits around and says, "Am I going to get it the way I got it in 2020?" Um, is anyone getting paid in 2022 the way they were paid in 2020? No. Is anyone getting paid the way they got paid in 2020 and 2022? Of course not. This is 2 years later. Why would you ask? Is it being done the way it was done 2 years ago? No. I'm asking me if it's being done the way it was two weeks ago. With that, I mean, one of the people I had asked what he thought about this because he saw everything 2 years ago was Sirloin, and I wanted to know if Sirloin did really have an opinion about the CPI on Monday. I wanted to ask Sirloin if he had an opinion about Jay Powell and the prime rate and what's going on with the bond market. And I didn't know if he was going to show up tonight. And Brussels sprouts. I would ask Sirloin. If you've never met Sirloin, who is Sirloin? Sirloin is it was a cow lobbyist. When the stimulus packages came along, the cows and the farmers got stimulus before everyone else. No joke. It was all because of Sirloin. He's a lobbyist for the cows. And he got an enormous amount of stimulus before everyone else, and everyone was just besides themselves. And so he was a fixture of this channel. He had his own show. Then he did a show with two other cast members on the show called Calcino. Aired one season. It's probably going to come back in season two. And it's hard to find him because he's always roaming. He's always roaming. He's a cow. But I did find him, and oh, there he is right now. He snuck on me. So, Lauren, thank you for joining me. Thank you, LA. It's very nice to be on your beautiful set. And I see you've decorated for Christmas. No, I'm not decorating for Christmas. You really have to rub that in. Yeah, I mean, you're so festive in your Hawaii 5 decor. It's not a Hawaii 5 decor. You've been listening to Crayola, apparently. Guys, it is Christmas, and you should be the spirit of surfboards. No, I know it's not decorated for Christmas, at least not yet. I mean, why are we so behind on our Christmas decorations, LA? Inflation. Inflation. Yeah, I mean, there's a recession around the corner. It's hard to allocate time for Christmas when you have inflation, recession, and J-pop. Yeah, and you, Sirloin. Me? Am I a burden? There's wage inflation out there, Sirloin. I know, but I'm still not unionized. I know you're not unionized. What are you doing for work? Well, I'm still trying to find Nemo. I'm still trying to find Nemo 2 years later. That darn little fish. I air tagged him and he disappeared, and I have no idea where he is. And, there's no lawn to eat at the White House because it's all snow. It's all snow. So, I roam a lot, but when I roam, I trip because also it's all snow. And how about the casino? How's the casino doing? $12 ice cream? No, it's not $12 ice cream anymore, LA. It's 17.99 ice cream. 17.99 ice cream. That is a lot of ice cream inflation. Yes, it's a lot of ice cream inflation. Nancy, for $12 ice cream now, 17.99 ice cream. It's 2 years later, and that is the spirit of inflation. And I saw Jay Powell's speech yesterday. What do you think about the speech about the Federal Reserve? I thought the prime rate is really good. The Fed prime rate? No, the prime rate. Oh, it is really good. Yeah, it's deliciousness. It's delicious. The prime rate is absolutely deliciousness. You have to absolutely try it. But I saw the price of veal went up. Oh, we don't talk about veal. We don't talk about no, we don't talk about. Now, price of eggs are way up. Is there a reason why eggs are way up? All they do is sit. The price of eggs are way up because all the chickens do is sit. An economist chicken, a chickonomist, a chickonomist told you this. The eggs are way up because the chickens are lazy and just sit on their butts. Yeah, basically. They get a lot of wage inflation, those chickens, and it's and if they get off their butt and got out and did something, we'd not have eggs up 30% of the latest CPI report. Wow, you're just brilliant with these data points tonight, Sir Light. So where have you done all your Christmas shopping? I have. I went to TJ Maxx last night, and guess where I ran into? You, TJ Maxx. Javita Light? Yes, absolutely. I ran into Javita Light at TJ Maxx, and she was looking for the scar file, the discount scar file. Do they still have a discount scar file at TJ Maxx? No, it's inflation. And so, what was left for Javita Light to buy if there's no discounted scarves for her to wear in scarf weather? She looked very sad, Ally. She looked very, very sad. I think she just sort of bought some autograph old pictures of Nancy. That's all she bought was some old autograph pictures of Nancy. Have you decorated your house, Sirloin, for the holidays? I have. What do you have on the front door? A cow reef. And what do you crush you too? And what type of tree do you have? Um, I have a beautiful tree with lots of meat ornaments. Meat ornaments? Are they edible? No, because if they did, everyone would come over and eat my tree. That wouldn't work out like it's a fake tree and fake meat ornaments. Otherwise, you can't have the in-laws over. They eat your tree down. Because the cows like to eat grass and eat trees and eat, yeah. But I just, you just really have take it to the next level tonight. I absolutely have. I air tag Santa. You air tag Santa. You air tag Santa. Does Santa find you like Nemo doesn't find you, or does you? No, Late. Javita Late does not. Javita Late has a scarf for Santa, but Santa does not air tag my back. Well, so Sirloin, I appreciate you for joining me tonight for this short ado. Will you join me on another potential broadcast? I will if wage inflation at your studio picks up with the CPI. I don't know what that really is, and I don't care to know that. I guess I'm not going to be seeing Sirloin back anytime soon. I don't know. Maybe he will. I don't think he really knows what the wages are. The going wages are for cows that are broadcasters. It's just it's a small industry. Cows are also on TV. It's just and certainly talking cows. That's even smaller industry. So I don't think he knows what's he's in store for. Tomorrow, what are we in store for? So we are going into the weekend, and the markets have really, um, they have really put themselves in a corner. Here's my opinion of where we go in with these markets. The markets were on a one trick pony. They were on one storyline, and if the storyline falls apart, they're in big trouble. Storyline was Fed pivot. Wasn't going to happen. I mean, the Fed pivot looked so ridiculous tonight. I was just on Twitter and I retweeted a Jake Paul video where he's doing something like this, and I said it's the Fed pivot. Yeah, the Fed pivot is like the biggest joke of 2022. Number two, all those equity traders telling you to buy stuff in October, they're looking so foolish. They're looking so foolish. The only group I think that is more foolish than them are those YouTubers who are telling you that Tesla is the greatest stock for 2023. Come on already. I mean, you're looking so ridiculous by saying that. Uh, Tesla got another downgrade today, and I had it on air. I think it was on the afternoon show or the evening show. It got another downgrade. So let's understand this is a stock that went 3 for 1. 3 for 1 means it's split in thirds, meaning that if it was $300, the next day it was $100, and you got 3 shares for every 1 share. Here's the problem with 3 for 1 stocks, 3 for 1 splits. I don't like 3 for 1 splits, and I don't like stock splits either. I'll tell you why. It's obvious math. If you have a stock, let's just do a stock split, that's 2 for 1. If you have a stock that's $100, and then they say we're going to do a stock split, and we're gonna, and the next day it's gonna be $50, but you're gonna get 2 stocks for the price at value of $50, which that is the same as still $100. What happens when the stock is cheaper? If it goes lower, you lose money faster. No one ever realizes that when there's an announcement of stock split, and they're like, "Oh, celebration, stock split." If you go down, you lose money faster. Tesla was $1,000 stock, 1,000 plus stock. They split it, which I thought, oh, here comes the death of Tesla, although at least the stock. When you split it, you better start trading up, because if you're trading down, you're in big trouble. And you saw the numbers tonight. Tesla was down 1.2 in pre-market trading, but you know the what the analysts were downgraded even today is substantially below where it is right now. You can't keep on doing this because you're going to lose your shirt. Let's look at some of the other details we're dealing with tonight, anything that may have come in after the market's closed. Let's see if there's any other breaking news stories that is interesting tonight that we may have missed. Um, we're still talking about the wider volatility. And that's one of the things I should really talk about. December, while it is traditionally a Santa Claus rally up, it's also a time in which the traders are not working as much, and there's more likely swings in those final 2 weeks. That's one of the big problems. Second problem is when stocks have lost so much valuation already, and they're supposed to go lower. Um, yeah, I mean, that is sort of the problem first with Disney, which you're trying to figure out where to grab Disney at. I don't think you grab Disney anywhere. I've never liked Disney as a stock. I've never liked Disney as a stock. I didn't like Disney as a stock 10 years ago. I don't like Disney as a stock today. If you look at the historics of Disney, it's a horrible stock to ever own because it doesn't really go anywhere. So let's go to Tesla right now. We have BPC's Capital Markets, Joseph Spack, uh, slashing his price target on Tesla from 325 to 225. Now that's $100 lower. Again, this is a 3 for 1. This is a stock that went 3 for 1. That means it's $300 lower than it would have been pre-split. Investors are concerned about demand pricing, auto GMs, and Twitter distraction overhangs the impact on the Tesla brand. These are valid concerns, and necessary recalibration of expectations could outweigh on the short term, but we see the narrative of Tesla at the best positioned EV market and meaningful generation reemerging in 2023. Uh, but the chart doesn't lie. What does that mean? The chart doesn't lie. Ultimately, what you always want to do is you want to see what the chart's trend line is. And what I do is I look at different time segments. I look at 5 days. I look at 3 months. I look at year to date. I look at 52 weeks. And ultimately, when you see these breakouts little by little, you start to see what's going on. Here's an example. Let's do some fun right here. Let me let me hold up this piece of paper. So you see this top of this line right here. Let's imagine that as a ceiling. So I'm going to use my pen as an example of what a stock. See if I can see myself here. If I can get it on frame correctly. Okay, so yeah, I can. So imagine your stock is going up to this and then stops, down, up to this and then stops, up to this and then stops. This is called a resistance level. I taught this back when I did the crypto shows. This is called a resistance level, meaning the stock goes up to here and doesn't break through it. It's a resistance level on the high side, meaning it's a ceiling above you will not let you break through. What is breaking through a resistance level? Meaning that if you go through this and you break out, you go higher. So let's say this is $100. Let's say this line is $100 for a stock, and down here we're at $90. So we go to 95, we stop, and we don't go anywhere near 100. We go to 84, and then we stop, and we go back down. So that resistance level can be on the upside. It can also be on the low side. So imagine I can't. I don't know if I can do this upside down. Yeah, I can do this upside down. So now I'm gonna put my pen up here. Let's say this is 100, and up here we're at 110, 120. So we go to 105, it stops. We go back up to 140, it goes down to 102, it stops. And then it goes up to 140, and then it comes down to 103, and it stops. So it has a resistance on the bottom line. So you can have a resistance going up, and you can have a resistance coming down. When you break through those lines, it's called breaking through resistance lines. Breaking through the resistance lines are critical. That's one of the very basics of chart analysis for stocks. When you break through resistance level, you know something's happening. Break upward, great news. Break lower, bad news. It's sort of like if you go. It's sort of like if Javita Lake goes to TJ Maxx to buy her scarves. She knows the scarves at TJ Maxx are never on sale cheaper than $2.99. And if they break lower to $1.99, something went wrong. She's gonna look at that scarf and say, "Is something wrong? Why is that scarf 144 today? They're never that cheap." Uh, and and they're never that cheap. And she's looking at it and say, "Oh, it was a defective scarf." So stocks are under then. Uh, yeah. So what's important to understand is that stocks can reach a resistance level going. Let's do it with a highlighter. So stocks can reach a resistance level going up. So they keep on going up. They hit. They stop, and they come back down. They go up and they stop and they go down, down. I want my darn stock to go to 102, but it won't. It keeps on stopping at 98. Goes up, stops, goes up, stops, goes up, stops. So it's frustrating the person who owns the stock. If they want it to go higher, won't break through that level. Now, same thing on this side. You own the stock. Oh, I hope it doesn't go lower. Oh, it stopped. It stopped at 100. So I don't want it to go lower than 100 because that's too cheap for my stock. I'll be very upset. Now, what happens if it breaks through and goes above? So if you own it, it's exciting because it broke through a resistance level and it finally went higher. Maybe it got upgraded by an analyst, or maybe some macroeconomic event. Now, when it breaks lower through resistance level, so here's the resistance level, breaks and then goes lower, big problems. And the next question is, how many resistance levels do a stock have? So that's when you look out further. Is the stock breaking out through a resistance level of 1 month? Okay, no big deal. It's 1 month. If the stock breaks through the resistance level that is 2 months, how about 2 years? How about 52 weeks? How about 1 year? How about year to date? Why is a stock going to those lowest lows of the entire year? If it breaks through a 1 year resistance level, you're worried. If it breaks lower than a 52-week resistance level, you're really worried. And ultimately, if you don't know why, you're even more worried. I think I'm gonna get very nauseous right now. This is actually, yeah, it is troubling. Um, Netflix was down 9% today, so um, Tesla's down 50% this year alone. So 50% this year, you can sort of visualize in your mind. Okay, well, 50% this year, it's still above the 1 year low, but it's maybe not above the 6 month low. Now, you're troubling. Where's the Cardinals at? And so totally, once you start breaking through those resistance levels, big problems. Now, it's important to watch shows like today. Why? Because sometimes stocks don't go down because of the stock, they go down because of the market. Today, the market down, 900 points at one point. It ended down 800 points. So if you look at choose tonight to go look at a particular stock, I don't care which one it is. You can pull up Yahoo Finance or something like that. Just say it to your phone. You can just ask your phone, by the way, um, uh, what was Ford's stock price tonight? What was Ford's stock price today? And the phone will tell you that. It'll show it to you. It'll show your chart in 1 second. You don't have to do anything. You speak it to the phone. The you'll see the 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 chart for Ford, then bring it out for 1 year, and you'll see it had a big drop today. Guess what? You do that with two other stocks, you're gonna see the same thing because that is macro. That is the markets. It's not stock specific. So ultimately, when you remember these events like today, you're going to be better because the next time you look at stocks, let's say January 5th, you'll be like, wait a second, there was that day right before Christmas. We want late December. Oh, that's that drop on that chart that I see there. So you sort of remember these events, and then you realize that if you see this straight down drop on a lot of charts in 2 months from now, you'll remember it was today's event. But if you see on a chart another drop that you don't really remember anything like that happening anywhere else, it was specific to the stock. And with that, thank you for joining me tonight. This is a lot of fun. Let me see if I missed anything else across the buy. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. Bobby, I want to climb a beanstalk. This is Ed. Oh, and there's Lynn Glenn. Uh, And Dragon, how much is Netflix charging you now? $25 is Dragon. Um, $25 a month? Wow. Lobster shorts are dropping as well. Where's the Cardinals cap? In the other room. I have red for you, Canute. I have black. I don't have blue. I do not have muddle blue. And Angie says you look troubling. Like, what are you dropping? We're talking about stocks dropping, not me. Patron stocks are dropping. Wait, what did Creel say? Patron stocks not dropping, they're going up. Forget the Cardinals cap, says Bob. Bob is very happy I'm not wearing Cardinals cap. And David Dean says, thank you, Elliot. I'm learning a lot. Thank you. It's when we have fun talking about it, it makes it so much easier. And that's sort of hey, there's Haywood Cross. Hey, Purple Power family, how you doing? UNC Virginia Beach. Well, thank you for joining me. And sorry I went a little bit earlier tonight, and it's a little hard to do the 8 o'clock. That's a little bit late for me. But thank you for joining me tonight. And if you missed this first part of the broadcast, it's going to be archived on the channel in just about 2 minutes from now. You can replay it. As always, jump into the live show that's also airing on Channel 1. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful night. Thank you again for your insight 2 nights ago. And we'll keep on upgrading the shows tomorrow. Have a beautiful evening and stay with LA for more.